Welcome back everyone, I'm K Plays Games, this is Diablo 2 and we're going to do some more farming runs with our Barbarian. He looks rather different than what you may have seen before, and I shall explain why. As we discovered in our first farming run, the Warcry Shout, dealing 35 to 47 damage, was more than enough to kill instantly all the low level enemies pretty much in all of normal mode. Even the cows in the cow level were taking quite a lot of damage from this. The unfortunate thing, of course, is that this costs 10 mana, and things killed by Warcry are not credited as kills, so we're not stealing mana back by using it. So that's not viable. It's funny, but it's not viable. But that got me thinking, okay, is there any other way that we can increase our area of effect damage? Because we are, of course, dealing an absolute boatload of normal damage, 77 to 286, and we're pretty much one-shotting every enemy, but that does mean we can only attack one thing at a time, so we're having to click multiple times, and it's kind of slowing down our clear times. As we know, Andariel is quite difficult to get to, because the exits to each level of her dungeon are very far apart. Duriel's fine. Travankal's fine because the High Council are nice and clustered. Mephisto's not too bad to get to. Pindleskin's easy, and then it's cows after that. So it's really just to speed up the runtime to Andariel, and as well just to speed up our runtime with everything. Is there anything we can do which gives us area of effect damage? I thought, well, not really. And then I started looking around, and I remembered that we had this really cool shield, the Lance Guard, and attacker takes damage of 47. So we know that the skill that was doing 35 to 47 was pretty much one-shotting things. So I thought, okay, that's cool. We'll put that on. That was in place of the ward. And because we were one-shotting things, I thought, do we really need to have all the plus levels things? Not really. So I started looking around and I decided to put on the better chance of magic items gloves. But that, of course, meant that we lost the 50% better chance of getting magic items from Sigan's set, so we had to find a third piece of armor to put on for that. So I put on the visor, which gave us more attack rating, but that meant we lost the +1 skill from the lower crown. So I thought, okay, why don't we put on the shelter? And yes, that did give us 3 parts, and that gave us back our 50% better chance of getting magic items. Took off the skills amulet, put on the magic find amulet, and I have the Nagel Ring, which is 19% better chance of magic items. And when we mouse over the Gothic plate, we see that it gets a green bonus of attacker takes damage of 20. So you add the 47 damage that everything that attacks us in melee takes from this, and add 20 to it, so that's 67. And then Nagel Ring adds another 3. So now anything that attacks me in close combat will take 70 damage, and that is more than enough to one-shot most things in normal difficulty mode. So we can just run right past things or run into things, and as they attack us, they'll kill themselves, which means we have to click on them less because they're all dying on their own. And if we need to, we can do a Warcry to finish them off. So that's rather funny. But the downside is that we've lost 2 skill levels from this, we've lost 1 skill level from that, we've lost 1 skill level from that. So that meant we lost 4 skill levels of our natural resistance skill. So all of our resistances dropped. They're not too bad. I mean, 51, 59, 68 and 65. I would have put on this 11% better chance of getting magic items ring, but then that reduced our poison damage, our poison resist down too much. So I put on this poison resist ring to bump it back up by 25, I mean poison resist 40, especially in Act 2. When we're fighting Duriel, we don't actually have to go through too many poison enemies because the portal room is right next to Duriel's room. So we could look at changing that, but even with this, we are getting 117% better chance of getting magic items. We're still stealing 15% life per hit and mana per hit. Attackers taking damage of 70, which is hilarious, and 15% of the damage we take gets added to our mana. And we're getting 20% deadly strike, which is chance of double damage, and still cannot be frozen. What are we looking for when we're farming other than set items and unique items? As I mentioned before, we should look for a halberd, a poleaxe, or a war scythe in the cow level so that we can transmute it in the heraldic cube to get sockets, and that should, due to a combination of area level, monster level, and therefore item level, that should give us 4 sockets. And Ral, Tyr, Tal, and Sol runes, we'll change that into a rune word called Insight, and that will give our companion a second aura, which hugely increases our mana replenishment, because as we know, we were thinking of moving over to the Berserk skill, which uses double the mana of our Concentrate skill. Even though we made some pretty crappy rolled mana stealing caster gloves, it would be nice to have our mana replenishing even more, and it does a decent amount of damage. It's round about the same kind of damage as his Malice does, so that's one thing we want to find. We shall also look for a broadsword or a longsword in the normal cow level, again because of area level, monster level, and item level. We can also transmute that to having 4 sockets, and that means we can do the 4-socket sword called Spirit, which is only Tal, Thul, Ort, and Amn, and that sword, lots of damage and lots of damage types, very similar to the sword we have, and it gives +2 to all skills. So we know that our character has +5 to all skills already, so I thought yeah, it would be quite amusing to have +7, considering that another 2 levels of the natural resistance will come in very handy in Nightmare mode, where our resistances are reduced by 40, and obviously all of our combat skills would be increased by 2 as well, so that would be absolutely amazing. They're not even that expensive. Tal, Tolf, Ort, Am, and Raltyr, Tal, Sol, very easy to find, relatively easy to find runes. And we may look for a 2-socket shield, so we can do a rhyme, which adds magic find, so that'd be pretty cool. And all resistances, and has good blocking, and cannot be frozen, so that means we can then replace the belt with something else. Or if the push comes to shove and we're really struggling with mana, we can switch over to using the Wall of the Eyeless. It's not the best shield, but it does give +5 mana to each kill and 3% more mana stolen per hit, so that's another way of reviving our mana. But for now, that's enough talking. Let's go out and kill some stuff. First place, as always, Black Marsh. So we should just be able to run through here, and everything will just fall over when it comes anywhere near us. And that is exactly what is happening. Everything is just keeling over when it hits us. I'm not even attacking anything. Everything's just... There we go. So now we do have an awesome pseudo area of effect attack, which I think is really rather amusing. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on missile enemies, but yeah, we can just run around like a mad thing and kill everything. Yeah, apparently we never did the hole. We never uncovered the hole, and we never ran the hole. Well, that's fine. The Countess's basement will be much better. Yeah, getting to the Countess is a little bit of a painful thing on this character, because as we see, we've spawned a million miles away. So yeah, I could be persuaded to drop the poison ring. Hey, watch this. I'm gonna just stand here, and then everything will instantly kill itself. You gotta like that. So I can use the shout. So anything that attacks me in close combat will be taking 70 damage, and then I can use the shout if I need any more. Why are you hiding back here, you idiot? So yeah, that should speed up our run times significantly. Yeah, Eagle Orb will take, because money's always nice. It is a bit of a shame that we rolled these bad caster gloves, but I think we did roll poison resist on them, and poison resist is our lowest, so it's not the worst thing in the world. That was apparently a boss. That was a ring. Our magic find is 117, so it's by no means terrible. a shell shield, a rhyme shield would be lovely, because that would bump that up by 25. It would of course mean that we'll lose our attacker takes damage of 70. Yeah, I see a boss in there, but I'm just going to go for the Countess. I hope she actually dropped some runes this time. First time we were here, she didn't actually drop any runes, and I thought that was quite rude. Right, where are you, champion? No, you're the boss. Now you're dead. Right, let's just... Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. We have to farm the weapons and armour we need for Runewords in the cow level, because in the normal difficulty the monster level is not directly tied to the area level, apart from in the cow zone. So we can run a level 20 something level, but not all the monsters in it will be that level. So the cow level is level 28 on normal mode, and there are effectively 3 thresholds for how many... So in normal mode, there are...
Good to see you.
So when it comes to item level, there are pretty much 3 thresholds as to how many sockets something gets. So not very many things, not very many areas in normal mode are level 25. Most of them in Act 5 are. But then, because it's normal mode, not all the monsters in those levels will be the same level. So it's very difficult to know what to pick up and what to not. But at least in the cow level, it's level 28, and that's solidly in the mid-range of sockets, which is exactly what we want. Because some items like crystal swords can have up to 6 sockets, but we don't want to roll 6, we want 4. And to limit it to 4, you want it to be in the middle range of potential maximum sockets.
I am overburdened.
What? Oh shit, we really are. Picking up lots of crap. Oh, a rare ring, that will come in handy. So don't we run past that. Get up. See, anything that comes near us just dies. Ruby junket. Alright, let's get in here. I'm just gonna go straight for all the shamans. Everything else will die when it attacks me. Out of the way, idiots. And that's how we clear runes. We just run around and everything dies when it hits us. Emerald. Nice. Hey. Get out of the way, you idiots. That's Sandaniel dead again. Don't stand in the fire, you fool. And again, she didn't drop anything good. That's an annoyance. Ah, but this guy... Yep, pick up the buckler. This guy did drop a set item. Well, that's quite good. Magic find to the rescue. It's probably going to be Clegglaw's thing, but we can deal with that. And another cracked scepter, which I think we just about got enough space to pick up. Right, we're out of here. So far,
Greetings.
it's working alright. Harasses this Iron Fist. I think we have... Pretty sure we have that. We will just check. Replenish life +5, fire resist +5. Don't need that. Our main armor does replenish life +10. There it is. It's actually worse than the one we have. Oh, night time. Right. Onto Canyon of the Magi. Remember, it's the second tomb up, so it's this one. I literally didn't click on a single enemy there. Maybe one. Everything else is just falling over. Right. I don't think we need lots of poison resist. Because the exit room is right here. Well, again, he didn't drop nothing. Oh, that's being very irritating. Let's go to LK. Have a look in the pooper chests. Nothing good there. Nothing good there. Absolutely nothing good there. And an amethyst in here. Right, Travancore, here we come. Might as well. And they didn't drop anything good either. At least our guy didn't die this time, so, you know, that's something. Right, let's go kill Mephisto. Lols. Excuse me, that's very rude. We don't have any life regen on this because we've taken our big armor off. But I think we'll be okay because we can just use potions. For like the first time in this whole run, we'll just use some potions. Not a huge problem. Right, these guys are right here. Dude, stop standing. He just stands there and takes it, doesn't he? He's an idiot. There we go. Another one gone. And I'm taking that topaz. And I'm opening that chest. And we're gone. Oh, hello, you guys. I did discover in my research that stunning enemies does not lower their resistance, it just means they can't attack. I think we should do battle cry for Miffy, if it even applies to him, which I'm not sure it does. Aha! A gauntlets and a double axe. Someone's finally dropped a half-decent loot drop. Right, double axe, tier rune.
I am overburdened.
Gauntlets. And we're gone. Let's get all this sorted out.
Stay a while and listen.
Nope. Yes. Sigyn's gauge, because of course we already have that. I need you to buy that, buy that, buy that, and sell me all these. Right, jolly good. Blade bone. Do we have blade bone already? Yes, we do. Right, so blade bone is getting sold as well. We'll sell it to Halbu.
What do you need?
That was another one set item and another one unique so far. Not the best start, but we are at least getting some runes and gems, so that's always nice. Right, that looks like another Neff. Yep. Nice. That's another flawless topaz. Nice. That's another flawless emerald. And only 40,000. Okay, Pindleskin run. Should go back to Warcry for this. And as usual, he's dropped absolute crap. Small charm I'll take. I'm not hanging around for these guys to get back up. We're leaving.
Good morning.
What do you want to talk to me about?
You have done...
I know. And onto the cows, I guess. Only the cow level can save us now. You've had terrible drops. Well, the game's decided it's night time now. Didn't mean to pick up that crappy healing potion. I'll have to throw that on the floor at some point. I'll just run through all you and then blow you guys up. What are you? Other than dead. Very little. Okay. You come here. Yoink. And we're gone. Talk to Akara. Buy one of these. Is sell one of these. Sell one of them. Go up here, open this, put these in it, do that, get in here, kill all the cows.
No.
Nice. This I will take. I think the Cow King killed himself on us. Oh, he didn't drop anything good. This has been the worst luck. This has been really appalling. At least the cows drop hundreds of gold. Seriously, we've had the worst luck. Right, well, let's see what else we can find here. We are looking for white items that we can turn into socketed items, or a two-socketed gothic shield that we can maybe at some point turn into something good. And for the thing we want to do with our companion, it has to be a polearm, it cannot be a spear. So pikes are out of the question.
No.
Here are lots of dings and pings, so that's good stuff, I think.
No.
Right. Stag bow, assault helmet, fission, crossbow. No. Dude, why are you over here on your own? Dude, what are you doing? Seriously, this guy he's trying to get himself killed. Do we like that everything that attacks us takes 70 damage? Yes, we do. I'm actually taking time to read all the white things. I know, strange, but that's how it goes.
I am overburdened.
Balls. Oh, we've been finding lots of stuff, just not anything spectacular. Right, I believe we used one of them, yep. Alright. We do have a pocket full of stuff. Balanced X. We don't want anything with sockets. We want them unsocketed so we can socket them ourselves in the Hereditary Cube. But that does consume a perfect amethyst all the time, and we ain't got no perfect amethyst. It's all very much long-term planning.
No.
Much the same way we did with the Amazon. Well, that worked out alright, didn't it? Extra bonus character. Right, let's see. Look, would you stop trying to get yourself killed? Right, that keys, because they ran out of keys last time over here. Superior flail, crude gothic shield, no. Amulet, yes. Stop going that way, we need to go this way. Scythe, full helm. Scythes are good, war scythes are better. That's magic enemies, so don't want it. Right, let's go. Boom! Trident, war staff, amethyst.
No.
Amethyst we like. Another ping. Another ring.
Move.
Another ruby.
I am overburdened.
What? Even for a ruby? Okay. We're gone. Speak to you. Identify this. Quick trip Herogoth to sell it all because we need the merchants to have some money. Not that. Not that. And not that. Right, fine. Whatevs. And then we'll investigate all these charms. Charms is good. We like charms. That's garbage. That's garbage. That's garbage. And that's garbage. Hurrah! Absolute crap. Plus poison damage. Has cold damage. I'm pretty sure we've got one of them, so we don't need that. Plus poison damage. Is anything else not providing much? You can go here where these keys used to be. Okay, that's fine. Oh, that's another amethyst. Didn't even spot that there. You idiot. Right, that's 2 amethysts, 2 flawless, and one of them, and that's going to give us a flawed skull, which is pretty nice. So that should go here with the rest of all the flawed stuff. I'm not sure if we need flawed skulls for anything. Flawed gems we definitely do. Right, back into the K level. Not via that portal, via this portal. What could we not pick up? A ruby. Good.
Move. Move.
Don't stand in the fire, you idiot. So even though we're down 4 levels of all of our skills, we've still absolutely beasted this this farming run.
Nope.
Poleaxe. That's the kind of thing we want, but white.
No.
Of course, if we're farming white things, then we really should take off all of our magic find gear. Because we don't want to be finding magic things, we want to be finding...
No.
Amethyst, excellent. We don't want to be finding magic swords and pole arms, we just want normal ones. Not even socketed. I want them unsocketed, so I can socket them myself.
No.
Because in normal mode, even if you're in a really high level area, you'll never get anything to drop with any more than 3 sockets in it. That's just the rules. I think some areas of Act 5 are like level 50 something.
No.
And that puts them firmly into the 3rd bracket of sockets. But they will never drop with any more than 3 because it's normal difficulty.
No.
Sacred Globe, Flawless Topaz. The perfect drop would be a great sword dropping in here. A white great sword would be lovely. Tower shield, how many sockets? 1. Poopy. If it had been 2, I would have kept it. Is there anyone else left alive? It looks like it. Ooh, rare jewel. That might be good, or it might be crap.
I can't carry anymore.
So I'll pick up the keys. We have been opening many chests, and I have not been keeping count of how many were locked and how many were not. Apparently there's 2 cows down here. Well, at least we got lots of gold. I can hear cows. Absolute garbage. Right, you were out of here. Well, that was a most disappointing loot run. Most disappointing indeed. We only got 1 set item and 1 unique from that, from our 113 magic find, I believe. 117. Oh, most disappointing. Well, come back next time, and I'll tell you how I got on with the rest of these farming runs, because I'm going to do the rest of them off camera. Right, what was this duel? All resistances +8 adds strength, dexterity and fire damage. Right, I'll keep holding that. Right, do we need this poison resist ring? No, we do not. Do we need more magic find? Yes, we do. Right, so that should put the magic find up over 130, 128. Right, that was a very disappointing loot run. We got 1 set item and 1 unique item, and that was it. We got a whole load of absolute garbage. We didn't even find any of the weapons or shields I wanted. We didn't find a halberd or poleaxe, a war scythe, a broadsword, a longsword or a greatsword in the cow level. So that was disappointing, but I, off camera, will do more of these runs with this setup because it seems to work really rather well. Everything taking 70 damage when it attacks me is absolutely hilarious. And for some reason, he's actually contributing 2. So everything that attacks him takes 2 damage. Well, he's trying his best. Anyway, I'll go and do some grinding off camera, and then I shall let you know what I found. And after a couple of days of grinding, here is all the stuff I found. As we see, we found Sigyn's Guard. We know what Sigyn's does. It's pretty nice. It's a good shield. You can find it quite early in the game, and it gives you +1 to all skills. It's really nice. Then we found Arcana's Head, Skullcap, which is part of the Arcana's Tricks, which I believe is Necromancer. Yeah, there's a wand in there, look. Arcana's Death Wand, so very much a Necromancer thing. Replenish life +4, not bad. Attacker takes damage of 2 is quite funny because, as we know, our current fit is making things take 70 damage when they hit us. And that was actually 2 Arcana's Heads we found in the same place. And then we found it again for the 3rd time because the game decided to be really hilarious. It really wants me to put attacker takes damage of 2 on my head, but we're doing enough attacker takes damage. And then I actually found a great big flamberge, I believe, and we put it together with these runes and this perfect amethyst, which I managed to craft up, and we rolled some runes. And bing bang bong, we got what we wanted. We got a 4 rune sword, and that meant I actually put Tal, Thul, Ort and Am runes in it, and it became the Spirit Sword, because Spirit is one of the most sought after rune words in the game because of the thing at the top, +2 to all skill levels. 27% faster cast rate is really good for people that use magic. We don't really use magic as a barbarian, but it's very, very useful for necromancers and sorceresses and anyone else who uses a great deal of magic. And the thing about Spirit is that it can be done on shields as well, but 4-socket shields are extremely rare. Most shields cannot even get 4 sockets until you're in hell. Like, they have to be really high level. And the only shields that can have 4 sockets in normal or nightmare are paladin shields, which obviously only a paladin can use. But as you see, if you can get 2 spirits, a sword and a shield, you get +4 to all skill levels and lots of caster rate and other things. And the other things that this sword is giving us is 55% faster hit recovery. That's the little animation that plays whenever you get hit. So that means we're spending less frames in a recovery animation and more frames clicking on things and killing them. Adds 1 to 50 lightning damage, adds 3 to 4 cold damage, adds 75 poison damage over 5 seconds, steals 7% life per hit, adds 250 defense against missile targets, which is always nice, plus 22 to vitality, And vitality is life and stamina, so that's lovely. Plus 108 to mana, which is fantastic because we know that we've been having mana problems with this build or our future build when we're going to be using Berserk instead of Concentrate and possibly Warcry all the time as well. Plus 5 magic absorb, so it's even got some magic defense. So that is a wonderful sword and we're going to be using that. That replaced Hellplague. As you see at the minute, Hellplague's doing 92 to 301 and Spirit now does 127 to 242. A little bit less top end, but a lot more bottom end. And obviously all the other things like faster cast rate, hit recovery, life steal, defense against missiles, vitality, it's all good stuff. Then we went back on the grind and we found Eisenhart's horns, part of the Eisenhart's armory. It doesn't do all that much on its own, plus 6 to dexterity, so it makes you a little bit more accurate. Again, it's quite a low level set. Then we found the Berserker's headgear. We know what Berserkers does, we found the full set before. Fire resist plus 25, plus 15 defense. Then we found another Nagel ring for even more magic find and attackers take damage, so we might put that on. Then we found these boots, the Treads of Chthon, 30% faster run walk, which is nice. Enhanced defense, plus 12 defense on top. Another 50 defense against missiles, adds 10 to life and slows your stamina drain by 50%, so that's quite nice. Then we found Death's Guard, which is highly sought after because it's one of the few items which cannot be frozen. It's really good for most builds. I can't remember what we have that has cannot be frozen. I'm sure we have something. And then we found Tancred's battle gear, and on its own this does 10% enhanced damage, which is really rather nice because that scales up with anything you're using, and plus 40 to attack rating. So it makes you do 10% more damage and it makes you more accurate, so that's quite nice. Then we found Cleglaw's pincers. We know what they do. Slows the target by 25% and knockback. And we found Gull, this lovely little dagger. This is also sought after because it has 100 magic finds. Adds 5 to mana, adds 1 to 15 damage. It's really not about the damage, it's about the magic find. So if you're a caster and you're casting lots of spells to kill things, then you'll just carry this weapon and get 100 magic find. Getting magic find on a weapon is very rare. Usually magic find is on things like shields and boots and rings. For a weapon to have 100 magic find is really rather special. Then we find Cleglaw's Claw, which is the shield of Cleglaw's Brace, plus 17 defense, poison length reduced by 75, but meh. Then we found the Arctic Binding, which is part of the Arctic Gear, which is a Amazon focused bow set, because I believe the Arctic Horn is a bow. This does cold res plus 40 and adds 30 to your defense. Gleamscythe, the Phaeton, I'm sure we found this before. It's a fast attack speed, which is nice because usually Phaetons are slow attack speed, but due to the 20% increased attack speed, it's fast attack speed. Adds 3 to 5 cold damage, which is nice because it slows things down and gives you a chance to shatter them. Plus 20 defense, plus 30 to mana, plus 3 light radius. Not bad. And we found Sanders Rip Rap. These boots are also quite sought after because 40% faster run walk and plus 100 attack rating, so you're more accurate. Adds 5 to strength, so you do more damage, and adds 10 to dexterity, which is even more attack rating. So yeah, you run around really fast and you do more damage and you're more accurate. Lovely. And we find Death's Hand, which are the gloves part of Death's Disguise. Poison res plus 50, poison length reduced by 75, quite nice. And we found the Swordback Hold, a nice little shield. Attacker takes damage of 10, obviously nowhere near as good as the one we have, which is like attacker takes damage of 45, plus 10 defense, plus 46 enhanced defense, 50% chance of doing open wounds, which is bleed damage, so that's quite nice, and a 20% increased chance of blocking. So yeah, pretty good against bosses because open wounds just does constant bleed damage. Blood Fist, unique heavy gloves, increased attack speed, 30% faster hit recovery, plus 5 minimum damage, enhanced defense, and a little bit to life. Not great. Dimok's Hue, this great big Bardiche. Usually Bardishes are slow attack speed, but as we see, 20% increased attack speed makes it normal attack speed, plus 100 enhanced damage, minus 8 to your defense, so not great, plus 15 to dexterity, so you're at least more accurate. It's kind of crap, but for level 8, it's pretty good if you're level 8. When you're our level, it's not. And we found the Skewer of Crenates, the Sabre. Really appalling damage. It does ignore the target's defense, and it does steal mana per hit. Adds 10 to both strength and dex, but to be honest, it's not a very good sword. Then we found the Infernal Touch, part of the Necromancer themed Infernal Tools set, +1 to all Necromancer skill levels. Lovely, so that will be something you want to find when you're a Necro, at least at level 5. Then we found Eisenheart Sword. We know what this does, it's literally just a little bit more damage and very fast attack speed. And we found the Berserker's Helmet again. Chance Guards, nice magic find gloves, 200% extra gold for monsters. That means you get 3 times, because if it was double gold, it would be 100% extra gold for monsters. This is 200% extra gold, which means it's actually 3 times the gold, so that's nice. And 36% better magic find. Everything else is just meh. And we found another part of Sigyn's Complete Steel. We know what this does, we've been wearing it for a while. And there's another part of the Angelic Raiment. This saber is terrible, the damage is awful. All it does is make you be a little bit more accurate and do 250 damage to undead. Pretty awful. Then we found Snake Cord. This nice little light belt adds poison damage, replenishes life, gives you some poison resist and poison length reduction. Not bad. Then we found the Umbral Disc Small Shield, which is actually quite hilarious because the hit blinds target. And that's really nice because that means that the enemies can't really attack you because they're just standing around blinded, which is quite nice. +20 to life, +10 to dex. Yeah, not bad. Crush Flange. This is also quite sought after because it has a decent 33% chance of Crushing Blow. Crushing Blow removes like 30% of the enemy's hit bar in a single hit. Against bosses, that's cut in half, I believe. Or I think it's down to like 12.5%. But still, if you're hitting something that's got like 1 million hit points, every time you hit it, you've got a 33% chance of removing 12.5, which is an eighth of its entire hit bar. You'll very quickly whittle down bosses to a little sliver of life. So Crush Flange is really good for boss fights. +50 to fire res is quite nice. Knockback kinda alright, but the Crushing Blow is really what that thing's all about. Blood Crescent Little Scimitar, very fast attack speed. 33% chance of open wounds, 15% life steal per hit, which is quite nice. All resistances +15, which is strange because it's a weapon, but you know, not bad. You won't be dealing any damage with this, but the rest of the stuff's pretty nice. Again, another part of the Angelic Raiment, and again, Sanders Boots, and another part of the Arctic set. All res +10 is quite nice at level 2. So's the 289 enhanced defense. Again, Sigyn's Helmet, Clegglaw's Shield. Then we found the Diggler, which is a dirk. If you've seen Boogie Nights, you'll know what that is a reference to. Ignores target's defense, cold res and fire res +25 each. It's a bit garbage unless you're like a poison necro. Axe of Vecmar, freezes target +3, cold resist +50. 90% enhanced damage, not bad for a level 8, not bad at all. And we found another part of the Infernal Tools, and another Nagel Ring, and another Hazara's Iron Fist, and Blade Bone again. We found this about 6 times. Increase attack speed, enhanced damage, double damage to undead, 40% attack rating against undead, adds 8 to 12 fire damage. Yeah, not bad. And we found this Manald Heal unique ring, 4% mana steal per hit. That might come in quite handy. Replenish life +7, regenerate mana +20, so that's quite a nice ring. We found Stout Nail, Spiked Club, double damage, +7 to vitality, magic damage reduced by 2, attacker takes damage of 10. Oh, jolly good. We could actually use that and put the attacker takes damage up to 80 something, but obviously I'm not going to put down the Spirit Sword for that, but that's quite nice. Cathan's Mesh, part of the Sorceress-themed Cathan's Traps set. Cyberb's Cudgel, part of Cyberb's Vestment set, which is aimed at Paladins. Again, the maximum damage being based on character level means it's pretty relevant all the way through mid-game. It's quite nice. Dusk Deep, the Full Helm, all res +15, lovely. -2 to light radius isn't good, but all res +15 is quite nice. Then we found the Wall of the Eyeless again. We know what that does because I'm wearing it at the moment, because it came in very handy for doing Warcry all the time. Stealing mana per hit and after each kill, very nice. and 20% faster cast rate. Very nice for casters. And another mantled heal. Then Death Spade Axe, single-handed axe. Hit blinds target, very nice. Plus 4 mana after each kill, also very nice. Damage, not great, but it is only level 9, so you know, we'll let it away with that. Found Bloodrise, which is a paladin-themed club, which is very strange. 10% increased attack speed, 120% enhanced damage, 50% bonus to attack rating, so that's really nice, because that obviously scales. Every point you put into dexterity will be multiplied by 50% thanks to that. 5% lifesteal per hit, 25% chance of opening wounds, which is bleed damage, plus 3 to sacrifice, which is a paladin skill which reduces a little bit of your life and increases your damage output by a lot. So plus 3 to that, it's quite nice. Plus 2 to light radius, and simply because it is a morning star, it gets an inherent 50% damage to undead. Not terrible. And that is all the things I found during the 16 more runs I did of the farming. So next time we see this Barbarian, it'll be in a little while, and we'll take him through Nightmare and see how much fun we can have with that, shall we? So until then, do look after yourself, and I'll speak to you again soon.